Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is John Vitagliano, and this is my client. This is Gene Bloodworth. Gene is a former player, baseball player, for the Pittsburgh Pirates. He lives at the Riverfront Plaza condominiums, right here in Nita. And on November 7th, 2014, he was awoken by a drunk intruder who was not supposed to be in his apartment. Members of the jury, this case is about a man asleep in his bed. How that man woke up when someone illegally broke into his apartment, and how that man reacted to protect himself from a drunken intruder wielding a knife. That man asleep in his bed is Gene Bloodworth, and the drunken intruder was Kenneth Fletcher. Someone woke Gene up. Someone startled him. Someone who was not supposed to be there. And Gene reacted to protect himself. And my client has been charged with the murder of Kenneth Fletcher. But I submit to you that Gene Bloodworth did not intend, did not deliberate, and did not plan to cause the death of Kenneth Fletcher. Evidence will be presented to you today. People will come and testify, and they will tell you about Kenneth Fletcher. They will tell you about Gene. They will tell you about what they saw, about what they heard. And I submit to you, at the end of this trial, you will be convinced that Gene did not cause the death of Kenneth Fletcher. You will hear that Gene Bloodworth immediately called the police after Ken broke into his apartment, that when the police officers got to the scene, he complied with all their demands, and that he was not charged with a crime the morning that Ken broke into his apartment. Detective Lee Holmes, the lead investigator, will come in and take the stand. He will tell you he was at the Riverfront Plaza condominiums the morning Ken broke into Gene's apartment. He will tell you that he wrote a police report for the incident, and that the police report were for the charges of assault with a deadly weapon, burglary, and attempted armed robbery. And the suspect on this police report was Kenneth Fletcher. Several other people will come in and testify today. They will come tell you about Kenneth Fletcher. They will tell you that he had a reputation as being a drunk, that he had a drinking problem. Carrie Westlake will take the stand, the manager at the Riverfront Plaza condominiums. And she will tell you that on numerous occasions, she had to help Ken Fletcher back to his apartment because he didn't know where it was. You'll also hear from Billy Herman, a resident at the Riverfront Plaza condominiums. He will tell you that he witnessed Kenneth Fletcher with his hand on his doorknob, trying to break into Billy's apartment when Billy did not invite him in. And you will hear that Kenneth Fletcher broke into Gene's apartment on November 7th when he was not invited in. You will also hear from two medical examiners, two medical professionals, who will tell you about the cause of death of Kenneth Fletcher. You will hear from Dr. Lou Tost and Dr. Leslie Sewell. And they will tell you about the effects that alcohol had on Kenneth Fletcher's body. The physical effects, that he had chronic liver disease, that on the night in question, his blood alcohol content was 0.216 and could have been higher. they will tell you how alcohol affects an individual's perceptions, how it affects their judgment. Pay close attention to what these two medical experts have to say about what caused the death of Kenneth Fletcher. You will hear that Mr. Fletcher was discharged from the hospital on November 7th. And after he was discharged, a few days later, he died on November 13th. And that my client did not touch Kenneth Fletcher between November 7th and November 13th. Mr. Fletcher passed away on November 13th, 2014. He was a sick man, a man who needed help, and he didn't get that help in time. He eventually broke into Jean's apartment, drunk, wielding a knife, in a place he was not supposed to be. Now, the prosecution has a burden. They have a job today. They have to prove to you, beyond a reasonable doubt, that Jean Bloodworth murdered Kenneth Fletcher, that he intended to cause the death of Kenneth Fletcher, that he planned to cause the death of Kenneth Fletcher, and that he deliberated to cause the death of Kenneth Fletcher on November 7th, 2014, when he eventually died on November 13th, 2014. Now, reasonable doubt, that's a high burden. That's the highest burden in the American legal system. At the end of this trial, I will come and speak with you again. I will talk to you about what you heard, about what you saw. I will show you where the reasonable doubt is. And I will ask you to find Jean Bloodworth not guilty